love the phrase, "What's your bacon, motherfuckers?" Or it's a metaphor, motherfuckers, I believe you said.
Yes,
I did.
What a way to talk eloquently and also nod at the same time.
That's what I try and do. I try and do it all the time.
I love that.
Trying to say, like, I know words, but I'm also rude.
Yep. It's a metaphor, motherfuckers.
Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon is my... Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon is my...
This episode of Bacon is My Podcast is brought to you by GrillYourAssOff.com, DrinkWildBills.com,
And
Poddex.com, and our patrons over at Patreon.com/Bacon is My Podcast. Get 10% off your order at any of the previously mentioned websites with
So
the
the-
promo code BACON.
Drink Wild Bills
Grill Your
Grill
Ass
Your
Off,
Ass Off.
and Poddex.
or Poddex. But also, you could get 20% off your order at Manscaped.com, which is an awesome sponsor of ours.
And now they do everything. Not only can you keep your balls shiny and clean, but you can also wash your pits.
You can wash your pits. You can keep them fresh and... let me smell them.
You can exfoliate your balls.
Oh, that smells nice.
It does, right?
It smells really nice.
It's really nice.
It's not even like Febreze like the old days.
Right.
You
I
used
used to
to-
Febreze everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Instead of
I hung out
showering.
with you for a long time.
Well, that's when I lived in the van.
yeah. But also,
I live
if
in a
you
home now.
Yeah, you live at home now.
I do.
But it
So I
smells lovely.
deodorize.
But you could do that if you go to manscaped.com. You use promo code BACONPOD. You get 20% off your order plus free shipping.
It's awesome.
Hey,
Hi.
man, I am. This is the third episode.
It is. Do you like comedy?
I love comedy.
Does it make you laugh?
It makes me.
Makes
Giggle.
you chuckle? Do you know what they call people that have sex with comedians? Like, you know, there's groupies for musicians.
Yeah, and like the ring rats for wrestlers.
Right. You know what they call them for comedians?
No.
Chuckle fuckers. That's real.
That's a real thing.
That's a real thing. Best name ever. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that.
It's fantastic.
I'm not funny, that's why.
It's the best. Well, yeah, I'm not, I am funny. I am funny.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not funny like a comedian is. I'm funny like oh,
Looking.
I know a person. Yeah. I'm funny looking. I am funny looking. A little bit funny looking.
I am too.
I'm funny like, oh, I know this person that's witty. And that.
I like
kind of
I like this guy's jokes. This guy knows how to do jokes.
Ben? You're talking about Ben?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, you're talking about me?
No, you know
thanks,
a guy
buddy.
that knows good jokes.
I know a few guys that know good jokes.
Yeah.
But today we get to talk to Ben Glieb.
Who doesn't know good jokes?
He doesn't know. Well, no,
I mean, all right.
He
So
doesn't. He doesn't know that bacon's a main course.
fine, but he is a really funny guy.
He really has a problem with that.
He has a real problem with that. And
yeah.
I have a problem with that.
Right. He has a problem with that, so I have a problem with him. I mean, we're not
The
going to
outro
come
to the show.
We're not going to come to fisticuffs or anything, but
No. But I do think that the ending of this show, our outro for this show,
right.
needs to be you and I
Okay.
at a diner ordering bacon as a main.
Okay. Is it gonna be, or is that
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, that's my proclamation for right now.
Okay. All right. So we're not going to record an ending to this because we're going to go to a diner and order bacon as a main.
So, with that said, we do have comedian Ben Glieb, who is one of the founders of the Nowhere Comedy Club, which is really cool.
He
During the
really
pandemic,
he adopted
the
online
pandemic era
streaming.
Yeah, and it's super
100%.
important, and a lot of people don't feel the same way, but we kind of think that this medium is kind of going to happen. And maybe we should adopt it sooner than later.
It's the way of the future, no matter how you're looking at it.
Right.
It really is. It just is. It's not going away, and it's, if anything, it's going to be it's going to be an add-on to live shows, and eventually it's probably going to be a main course.
Just like bacon.
Just like bacon.
And we're going to show you at the end of this episode.
That's right, Ben.
But until then, I'm going to hold you back. I'm going to hold him back. I'm going to hold him back. Ladies and gentlemen.
I'm making shoulder and arm moves.
Until
Aggressively.
then, enjoy our interview with comedian, game show host.
Game show host.
Writer,
around
producer,
funny guy.
podcaster, Gleib off the top on all podcast streaming platforms.
Check him out. He's good.
And he's also a kazoo player, but he doesn't show his prowess.
Yeah, we didn't get into that. We'll get there.
We'll get there.
Maybe next time.
Ben Glieb. Now. That was
long enough.
Fuck. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick time out. We want to tell you all about our awesome sponsor, Manscaped. Manscaped.com. We've been telling you about them since the beginning of the year. We've been users for years. But now they've put out the new Ultra Premium Collection. And what the Ultra Premium Collection includes is a 2-in-1 shampoo conditioner, a body wash, a hydrating body spray, deodorant, and lip balm. And what you do is you go to the shopping cart.
Yep.
You put all your things in there.
Yep.
And when you're done, you use the promo code BACONPOD and you get 20% off and free shipping.
I'm going to stop for 1 second, and I'm just going to let you guys know that I've actually been using this stuff for the last 2 weeks. I got my order 2 weeks ago, and I've been using it every day. And so I'm just going to give you a super fast review. The shampoo conditioner is awesome. My hair feels great. It doesn't feel dry. It's not loaded down. It's not weighted down. And it actually feels really good. The body wash is awesome. It lathers up really great. I use a very little bit of it. I'm kind of like a sponge guy, so I'll put it on the sponge, loofah, or whatever you want to call it. And it's awesome. The surprise for me has been the body spray. It's really awesome. I never used anything like that before. I got it and I was like, what's this gonna do? I'll tell you what, as a person with tattoos, man, my arms feel dry every now and then. And sometimes for you that have tattoos, you understand that like when it gets dry, you start to feel like a raised up area for where your tattoo was. This actually, it smells great and it feels great and it keeps you hydrated. My hands, my arms, my tattoos, that's what I've really used it on. I haven't done the whole body or anything like that. I do use all the other products. I use the crop preserver. I use the foot spray at night. I don't use it during the day because it
The
might
Reviver
leave
as
your
well
feet wet.
for a midday spritz.
Yeah, 100%.
That is not included in this, but
The wipes are key.
you can
all
use
this stuff.
Oh, here we go. We got the wipes too.
Yep.
You can use all this stuff, and you can get 20% off on all of these things. And of course, their flagship Lawnmower 4.0, which I was skeptical. I had the 3.0. They gave us a 4.0. I was like, how much better could it be?
It's better.
It's way better.
I've nicked my sack on the
0
3.0.
times.
And I've nicked my sack 0 times on the 4.0.
Right. So go ahead, go to manscaped.com, use the promo code BACONPOD, get 20% off, get free shipping, and support a really awesome brand that we believe in, and support the show a little bit.
It's really good, guys. I don't care. If it's not good, I'd tell you, because I don't care.
Right. So
It doesn't matter to me. But honestly, like, I'd use this stuff whether we had a discount or not. And I use our promo discount because that's what we have. So have the same discount that we do.
Indeed.
And go over to manscaped.com and use BaconPod as your discount.
How you guys doing? My name is Raleigh V. If you haven't gotten a chance to check out Problems, it's streaming everywhere, and you're consuming bacon is my podcast.
Hey, I just went straight forward. I didn't
Solid
do
opener.
I didn't do the sultry like from the.
No, that
I
was.
didn't do the radio voice. The hey.
Yeah, no, that was solid, man. That was good.
What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Welcome to Bacon is My Podcast. Today we have a man of many trades.
Yeah, comedian, writer, producer, host, podcaster, kazoo player, ping pong player, live streamer,
Podcaster.
podcast.
You said that?
Yeah, I think I
said
did
that?
say that.
Yeah, I
but
think so.
Ben Gleib, how you doing, sir? Welcome
I'm
to Bacon is My Podcast.
I'm doing pretty good. I like that you put a butt in there right at the end of that list. Singer, kazoo player, but Ben Gleib. I've never been introduced with the word "but" before my name before. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't know I did that, but I did.
But he
I'm
meant
good. How are you guys?
You are a butt.
Doing good,
That's
man.
that's what he meant.
So
appreciate it. Thank you.
you're coming to us literally like after doing a whole show. You just did Gleib Off the Top, which is you do every week from your website, bengleib.com. You do a live crowd work, improvised madness. You did a matinee today. You do one every week. How'd the show go tonight?
It was amazing. It was amazing. It was right here from our Nowhere Comedy Club studios. We created, the world's first virtual comedy venue during the pandemic, and we sell tickets on my website because it's easy. It's easy.
Yeah,
I don't need to
right.
send people to long, complicated URLs, even if they're written in the background. I don't need to send them to that. Much easier to bengleib.com, the name you can't spell.
Right.
It was really fun. My first show back in 3 weeks. I was on vacation in Europe for 2 weeks. Haven't done a show in 3. It was lovely. It was nice. It was just a nice, tight hour 30 show. I kept it short, plus an hour VIP. Just a tight 2:30.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice. That's a serious show, man. That's a big deal. Like comedians, it's like you work and you work and you work for that 1 hour special, right?
Mhm.
And you're coming on and you're doing like just you're improvising for 2.5. And I'm sure there's a lot of it that's prepped and stuff, but you're kind of working with the crowd. What's different to do these virtual shows? What did you have to do? Like, what was that kind of like change that you had to make? And do you enjoy them? Like, you're keeping them going as the pandemic's winding down. Is that something you're going to keep?
That question really ended as I didn't know you were finished with that sentence there. I thought that was more
I
there.
didn't either. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know either. But
That's something you're gonna keep.
just end it.
And it just ended mid-sound.
And then just silence. Then just
I was
silence.
certain there was an end to that sentence. It's something you're gonna keep.
Me too. And it just didn't work that way.
I like that. Yeah, I have no plans to stop. I love doing virtual shows. No joke about an hour 30 main show is a short one for me. I usually go about 2 plus, but I love it. I mean, yeah, it's certainly not the well-crafted material of an hour special. The point of the show is to be loose and improvisational.
Mm-hmm.
I play a ton of characters with face filters, and I have special guests join me. Sometimes today I was solo, but it's really fun. I just filmed my second hour stand-up special in Philadelphia a few months ago and just dropped my first clip of it on my socials, and the full thing will be released in the near term. I don't know exactly when. Depends whenever I'm happy with the edit. So probably never. And it's not that, but it is a ton of fun being able to connect with people virtually around the world. And I've done my stand-up hour. I prepped for the taping at Nowhere, doing it virtually, and it's amazing. It's very similar to me to doing it out in the world, except your audience is global when you're doing it virtually.
Right.
You hear less laughter, but you see the same amount of people because less laughter comes through the mics, but they only have a certain number of sounds that come through at once. But it's pretty amazing the way the way we were able to kind of figure out how to run the thing in a way where it comes very close to live performance. I love it. I have no intention of it to stop. And yeah, if people go to nowherecomedyclub.com, they can see our schedule. They can join other shows. I've been doing ones with John Cleese too, which is experience I never would have had if I were not, doing this weird virtual world. So I love it. It's still hard to convince. It's hard to convince people again to do it themselves because people are ready to travel across the country to perform in a small town to 30 to 100 people instead of limitless number of people around the planet. Because comics are slow to adopt a thing, especially when their back's not against the wall. But it doesn't make me want to stop. I keep on going. You threatening me? Nope. And lastly, I just wanted to say, well,
Exactly.
Exactly.
sentence there randomly.
Well, I feel like so we're musicians and we kind of had to, especially with the pandemic and stuff, we had to adapt to that world as well. So like we started doing live streams. We're in 2 different bands and so we did a few live streams here and there, you know, and you know, there's 2 schools of thought. There's definitely the one school of thought that's just like, man, it's just not like being in front of a live crowd. You don't get that instant gratification of, okay, this works, this doesn't work. Me, I personally loved it. I you know, yeah, there's a huge benefit to like hearing that drop of a song or that end of a song, or even like you, like that punchline, and then getting that instant reaction from a crowd.
Right. Was that good? Was that not good?
Yeah, I mean, like, do you like that? Obviously, you're doing that, but do you find that to be an easy transition from the live stage to like now the virtual world?
Yeah, I mean, I think people overblow the difference. I think we're having a conversation in real time. I could tell if it's going well between us or not. It's got nothing to do with whether we're standing physically in front of each other or not. We're seeing each other in real time. And so I don't see much difference to it at all. If anything, it's a bit more of a test. So if you get a good reaction, you know, something will be even better out in the real world. But I did it for the first half of the pandemic just from my computer like I am now. And it was great and fine. And I loved it. And then we built this studio that I'm in right now where I'm surrounded by 30 feet of video screens. And normally those are piping, and it's a full-on amphitheater experience of people in front of me performing.
That's so cool.
I mean, I'm
that's
performing
awesome.
in front of people directly, and it just gives a whole different vibe. It you know, it makes it feel really exactly like you're there in person in front of people.
That's so cool that you have that set up too. That's really awesome.
Thanks.
What do you think it
Thanks.
is that's kind of like stopping people from adopting that sort of thing? Do you think it's just kind of people hang on or resist change, or they're hanging on to a certain very specific way of feeling? Or do you think it's just kind of like I don't know if I can adopt this new technology? What is it?
I think it's all of that. I think people resist change. I think people wanted to feel the big roar of live laughter every single time, even though they're willing to do stand-up spots sometimes at a show that they know is going to be at a bar with 20 people, and it's going to feel way different than a packed show anyway. Same for music.
Right.
But they don't want to do it virtually. They're afraid of the material being stolen, which we've solved for it nowhere, and that's not an issue. We've got amazing security protocols and have had no incidences of people uploading inappropriately, even though we've had, you know, Bill Burrs and Sarah Silverman's and everybody performing in this room and performing nowhere shows. People are just still afraid to adopt them. And even those people aren't anxious to do it now that the world's reopened.
Yeah.
And I guess lastly, because for most people, it's not quite as good. I mean, even for me, it's not quite as good as a packed, sold, hot room where you get like uproarious laughter.
Right.
But it's certainly better than what most comics did, which is these drive-in shows where people would honk at you instead of clapping and instead of laughing. The most annoying sound on the planet became people's laughter. That's part of how I convinced Burr to come do it. And when he was leaving our studio here, I said to him, well, what'd you think? And he goes, that was nowhere near as good as live comedy. I don't know what you're saying. And I said, fair enough, but was it better than those drive-in shows? He goes, way fucking better. This was amazing.
Was it better than Traffic?
Yeah. Yep, exactly. Traffic coming right at you.
Right.
Angry cars permeating your dreams.
Well, you did just say, like, you were talking about like people stealing your stuff and everything, and you did like a bunch of online warm-ups for your newer show that is coming out soon, which is Don't Worry, but also Yes Worry.
That is not the name of the special. That was just the name of that one clip.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I will have a much better name for that special, and I didn't name that clip, by the way.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So, but also, like, as musicians that again, it's like our correlation to kind of what you do. I lived with a couple of comedians for a while, and it was like there were amazing number of parallels where it was like, oh, did you try out new material tonight? How'd you feel about this? How'd you feel about that? You actually put those out. You did like online warm-ups for the show. Bands I know are like, we're always worried about like songs being taped and being shared before they're done, because like I don't know if it's good yet until like I really hear people a number of times with it. How did you kind of like approach that to like get over that, or has that never been a thing for you, or like what was that process like for you, deciding to go ahead and do like, I'll do the warm-up?
I just wasn't worried about it at all. I mean, I created this company, so I knew with Steve Hofstetter, we figured out how to make sure that we created it in a way that people couldn't steal it. And if they did, we'd be more protected than if somebody recorded a show in person, where you have to then somehow wish you had a master tape of it and then file a claim. We have the master tape, and you can easily file a claim and take it down. So I was just happy to do it. I believed that it wouldn't affect it. And in fact, I had lots of people coming to my live taping of my second special that had seen my stand-up act online many times and still came and still laughed and still loved it. And so I just decided to do it. I have a head that understands things. And when I know that it's not going to be stolen, I get that. And I don't remain afraid of it.
Do you find that people I think people are smarter than, well, in some cases, I think people are smarter than we give them
relax
credit
with
for.
that, buddy.
Yeah, I don't want to go all out there, but I find that like there are certain people, and I found with my music at least, that people understand and are cool with like the journey of like, oh, I saw that the first time it was tried, and then I saw it be done different, and then I saw it be done different, and then I saw the final product, and then they feel like they're part of it. They feel like they were kind of like with you on that journey.
Yeah, not only cool, they think it's awesome. They think it's a benefit.
Yeah.
They think it's positive. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's super cool. So like, so the way I actually discovered you was over the pandemic. I have, we bought a new TV, and that new TV has like channels that exist in the internet world and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. And so we had the Game Show Network, which were not Game Show Network. It was like Buzzer or whatever it is, and Idiotest came up. And for me, like, I get it. Like, people kind of just do different things and hosting jobs and stuff like that. But like, you interested me because you would absolutely insult every single person that would come up there, and every contestant, you were just like, cool. How can I cut them down a little bit here? So like, what is the difference between like doing a show like Idiotest, where you've got 10, 15, 20 seconds to get your line in, get that stuff in, versus like your whole show?
As far as how easy it is to insult people, you mean?
No. I mean, like, are you just like coming up with stuff?
Is it off the cuff, or are you prepped,
or are you prepped, or like?
Oh no, I always go as much off the cuff as possible. I just love it. It's a challenge for me. It keeps it fresh. I think the audience feels the energy of it being live, and so I always tried to know as little as possible about my contestants on Idiotest. We tried a couple episodes where I'd be briefed on what they might say or what they'd like to talk about, and it would just always seem canned. So I just scrapped that and decided to just wing it and go up there and ask them what makes them think they're not an idiot, and just hammer them for what they say, hammer them for getting tests wrong. And I didn't hammer everybody. People had to earn my respect. I modeled my hosting after Simon Cowell and the old British lady from The Weakest Link. And I didn't want to give people any, because I wouldn't want to be charming. I wanted to add entertainment to what can be cheesy, what can be a game show, what can be a cheesy game show.
Antagonistic.
Now one thing,
add layers to it.
Yeah. Now, one thing I will say is there is some stuff on Idiotest that is a fucking stretch.
No, challenge me right now. Give me an example.
I mean,
I helped
I can't give you immediate
I helped
examples.
Come
create
here
all
with an
these
example?
tests,
Well,
and I
because we
vetted
were
all
supposed
these.
to do this. We were supposed to do this like a few months ago, and then
Right.
we didn't. But then whoops, I didn't get to
You're gonna
watch it.
come
in a
at him
little
with
while.
that and not anything?
But no, I feel like some of the questions are definitely a stretch. You don't think any of them are a stretch?
No, I mean, look, season 1, I was not involved in the writing of the tests, and maybe there were a few that I didn't love, which is why I kind of made it a requirement for me that season 2 I'd be the head writer, not just of the comedy portions, but also of the questions. I got to a place where I needed to approve every test and make sure it was to my liking before it went live, just because it's my
that's
name
really
on the
cool.
show.
See, I didn't know about that second season thing. That's
Yeah,
really awesome.
so the rest of the seasons for all 4 seasons after, for the 4 seasons after one, the seasons 2, 3, and 4, if you're not good at math, I can defend every test. I'm not saying everyone was fantastic or perfect, but I think the answer to everyone is defensible. Some I thought were maybe a little hard, like a little bit of a stretch to expect somebody's going to solve it in 15 seconds or 20 seconds. I'll grant you that, but I stand by practically all the tests.
No. There's definitely like tests that at the end of it, I'm kind of like, oh, okay, I get it. But then there was maybe it was season 1 because Buzzer just like throws shit out there.
Yep.
It was kind of like, nah, it's kind of reaching. That's not real. But next time I'll come. Next time,
But
I'll
you
come
don't
with
have any
evidence.
examples.
No,
So it's irrelevant.
I don't. But
No, I think it's good. I think what's good is to call into question your guests' quality of show, and then have no examples to give. Just kind of throw it out
Yeah.
there as a general.
It's good. It's good.
it's just generalized.
Hashtag professional.
That's what we do here. Hashtag.
Would you say some of your show was a stretch? I have no examples. The floor is yours.
Right. Yeah. I want to challenge you on something, whatever you come up with.
Yeah. See that this was not smart because also you were
The
a
host of
former,
Idiotest, and you didn't do a great job right there of not getting yourself into that category. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Sorry, man. Sorry, man.
I'm gonna walk out.
Yeah.
See that was wrong of me, especially because you are a former presidential candidate as well.
Absolutely.
So to not have things
2020
to back myself
Presidential
up
candidate. Yeah. You blew
is
that.
that was dumb of me. Idiot test. I failed.
You're not going to be getting a cabinet position nomination now, mostly because I didn't win, so I can't.
Well,
appoint
yeah,
those.
that
But
also.
But also, you don't think bacon is a
Even if it
main
did.
course at all.
it's not a main course. You proved it yourself. How many times in your life have you ordered only bacon at a restaurant?
I've
had
put I put bacon
bacon
on a plate
sandwich.
by itself a few times. I
Yeah.
will say
That's
that.
not the question. Way to change. I put it on a plate by itself. I put a tomato on a plate by itself too when I was cutting it. Doesn't make it a main fucking course.
At a buffet, I have made a plate of bacon.
Yeah.
As one of many runs. Enough with this bullshit.
Well, all right.
What section is it under on the menu? Mains?
Oh, that's a good point.
That's a good point.
That's a good point. Son of a bitch.
All right.
Son of
Well,
a bitch.
Thank
This
you
is
very
going to
much.
happen.
You know?
This episode's never coming out.
It's not going to change
Good.
anything. But it's definitely there. So Idiotest was done as kind of an off the cuff thing, and you were able to kind of say, okay, I'm not going to prep myself, and I'm just going to kind of go with this. When you do a special, okay, you're working material, you're planning material. When you're on tour, do you prefer things to kind of go in the way of like, I plan this material, I've got this hour and a half set, it goes the way I think it does in my head and the way I pictured it? Or do you prefer it to be like, okay, this person said this, okay, this didn't go over well, and I got to shift and adjust? Do you like that kind of moving around a set, or do you prefer to kind of just go the way you imagine it to?
It depends on what my goal is that set. If I'm working on developing the hour as I want it to be for a special taping, I want it to be
Right.
no interruptions and pretty by the book with little discoveries within each bit. sometimes within some of the bits, but generally go according to plan. But that's only how I do probably 5% of my performances. I'm very improvisational comic. I do a lot of crowd work. I don't usually have the discipline to even stick to my set list or memorize it ahead of time. I have the set list on a stool next to me. When I take a sip of my soda water, I glance at a handful of words and think which ones do I want to maybe pop in next. And I kind of try to be a little more jazz-like with my performances. And then when I dip into the crowd, it can go off the rails in the best way. And I follow wherever it goes. And that's the way that I prefer it. I don't think most comics would hate that, but I like it that way. Why is your logo
cool.
Why is your logo a man with a straw hat pulling your logo? Is that what I'm seeing?
That's
a samurai. Because samurais are cool, and I found a silhouette of samurai.
I mean, samurais are pretty cool, but that could be a samurai or an old Asian lady.
But that is a samurai because that's what I found, and it's definitely a samurai.
I mean, it's either a samurai or it's an old lady with a stick to beat off hoodlums in the neighborhood. And I don't mean beat them off. I mean,
also cool. Also cool.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't.
Well,
you
either
fuck
way,
with an old lady.
either way, it's cool. I mean,
either way, it's cool. I never said it wasn't cool. I'm just saying it's either a samurai or an old lady. It's great out both ways.
Yeah, exactly.
It could be Raiden just with a cane.
It could be.
Yeah.
From Mortal
Do you ever
Kombat.
feel like calling your logo a samurai is a stretch? See, that's a specific.
Oh, I see what you did there.
I do. I do see what you
I
did
see
there.
what you did there. You turned it around.
Bacon, a main course is a stretch. Do you ever feel that way now?
No, because bacon's
amazing.
Bacon is everything.
All right.
It
Ben,
can be everything and anything.
if somebody came to you with a plate of bacon,
would you be pissed?
would you be upset with them?
Of course, I would not be upset. But again, what you're doing here is you're
But what would you say? That's
moving the
I
goalpost.
can't eat this. Is this a side?
Right. You're saying
No,
what?
this is no.
Oh,
This
you
is
don't
what
eat
we're
sides?
giving you.
You don't eat sides?
What else are you bringing? Are you going to be like, what else are you bringing with this?
Yeah.
Or are you going to be like, I'm cool with this? This is
Wait.
pretty great.
So yes, you would ask if there was going to be sides with it. What if they said no?
No, I wouldn't ask if there'd be sides with it. I'd be like, when does the main course come out? But regardless, just because somebody might hand you a plate of bacon, of course it's fantastic. Just like a plate of ice cream would be fantastic, or a plate of pecans would be fantastic. But it ain't a main.
If all you ate that day was that plate of pecans, is it not your main?
If all you ate was a glass of water because you're stuck under a rubbled building, is that not a main course? Sure.
Damn
it's your
right,
certainly
main
is.
course.
Certainly is.
So that means it can be. And that
what
was
an
the
argument
question.
made here in bad faith from two people who've never ordered bacon as a main in their lives.
I've made bacon as a main in my.
Of course, because we're idiot men that are at home and don't know how to cook shit. And you look in the fridge, you're like, I'll do bacon this meal. Doesn't make it a main. I've had American cheese slices as mains.
Is it not a main when you have it as a main?
But
I mean,
it is
the
a main.
question is, can it be?
No, anything can be. It's not categorized by any rational human as a main.
Anything can be, which means that
Ham can be a main.
Wait. By any rational human? Who said we're rational?
Well, clearly,
No,
we're not
you're making
rational.
clearer by the minute that you're not rational.
Exactly.
That's what we do
And you
here.
cannot rationalize with an irrational person.
True, but you also can't win an argument by saying, also, our closing note, we're irrational.
Fair enough.
Commercial break.
This episode of Bacon is My Podcast is brought to you by drinkwildbills.com and grillyourassoff.com. Use promo code BACON to get 10% off your entire order.
Yeah, grilling season is never over, and you always want to quench your thirst, and why not do it with some craft-made beverages by Wild Bills.
The two work together pretty awesome.
Yeah, agreed. So go ahead, hit them up, check it out. It helps them, which are awesome companies, and it helps us.
It helps us and it helps you.
And it helps you to
Because you like
live
to
a more flavorful life.
You like delicious things in your mouth.
Indeed. So
Do it.
go do it now.
Do it.
Hey everybody, it's Alex Bean. You can check out my new single Castles. It's on all streaming services. And check out my new single Misery. It's on all streaming services as well. Follow me on TikTok at AlexBean. Check out alexbean.com for high quality digital downloads of my music. And stay tuned for the journey. It's going to be fun. You are consuming Bacon is My Podcast.
Fair enough, but that does not make bacon not a main.
But what's your next question?
You've never ordered bacon as a main, neither of you. And this is your podcast. You're two of the bigger bacon aficionados, and you've never either of you ordered bacon as a main. And I rest my case and my soul on that.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to be real honest with you. We didn't put a lot of thought into that.
I bet.
And
but you're putting a lot of sticking by it for having no thought. You admitted it's not, then you came back around.
It took well over a year and a half for anybody to chop us down to realize that.
I'll tell you
That's why you waited to have me on and why we rescheduled. I didn't think you were ready.
When we first came up with Bacon is My Podcast, it had nothing to do with bacon.
Right.
When we came up with 7 questions, we came up with that question. We were like, this will be fun. But at no point did we ever really put that much thought into it, because all we wanted to do was have a conversation with people.
Well, all you're making me want to do is eat bacon now and then justify to myself that it's not a main.
Well, if all you're wanting to do right now is eat bacon and you're not really wanting to eat anything else, it sounds like it's going to be the main.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what mains are, and I'm sticking by that fact. Just because you want some doesn't make it the main course.
But it makes it the main thing to you. It makes it
Correct.
your
Makes
main
it the main thing. I'll grant
Makes
you
it
that.
Well, you've
Your
had
main
cheese.
course.
You've had cheese as
Right?
a main.
I've had cheese as a main. No,
You said that. You said you had cheese. Only
no.
cheese
I was
on it.
specifically saying that we as men have eaten everything. That is all we were willing to, or able to make. It doesn't make it our dream main course if we had other options.
So what is, wait.
Options.
So what is the dream main course, Ben?
I would say a nice steak, a juicy steak, medium rare, a portobello mushroom, medium rare, a good salad, delicious buttered baked potato next to it, maybe mashed potatoes with some truffle butter.
It's a good main.
Or some gravy on there. That's a main.
I mean, that's a main with a lot of sides.
That's a lot of sides.
That's
though.
a lot of
Yeah,
sides.
That is a lot of sides.
Yeah.
But if you give me all that without the steak or without the portobello, it ain't no main.
That's true. That's true. But if you give me a BLT without a B, I'm going to be pretty pissed off.
So what?
Because that's the main.
No. You're going to be pissed off if you get no L or no T also.
Less pissed off than if I get no B.
You pay for the B. You really do pay for the B.
You know, if you get a bacon cheeseburger, bacon's the first thing they say for a reason. And that is a terrible example that he's about to tear
First
apart.
thing they say. That makes your
like the Terminator eyes have already.
I didn't think about that
glowing.
before I said it, but as soon
That
as I
makes
said
your
it, I was
podcast
like,
the
this
main
is terrible.
course because it's called Bacon is My Podcast, and bacon's the first thing you say. Your podcast is more of a main course than bacon itself is.
Well, I mean, we are pretty great. I understand, and thank you for the compliment. I appreciate.
Do me
that.
a favor when you go out to a restaurant next and you order bacon as your only part of the meal. Take video of this and DM me on Twitter, and I will
Challenge
correct
accepted.
myself.
Challenge accepted.
Great, thank you.
That is going to happen.
Great, and I'll correct
We
myself.
have a lot of
maybe.
diners
It
here.
depends how the video goes.
Listen to him walk it back. Listen to him walk it back now. He's walking it back.
You, sir, you were just telling us that you were in Europe for a little while, hanging out, and also getting engaged.
Yeah, congratulations.
Congratulations on that. That's super cool. Like, so what went into
Proposed in Europe in front of a carousel. I saw the pictures on Twitter. Fantastic.
Thank you.
So as a consummate professional, a person that has toured and a person that has played everywhere, how were the nerves that day? Were you able to kind of like be cool all day and she had no expectations whatsoever, or were you like white knuckling it through the day?
A little bit of all of it. Yes, I'm engaged. I haven't told her yet. She'll be surprised.
Oh, that's good. Good. We're breaking news here.
Yes, indeed. I handle my nerves really well. My heart doesn't raise a beat before I go live on TV to millions or live to a sold out, stadium or theater or arena. Literally, my dog doesn't get nervous at all either. He doesn't get bothered. Henry, you don't get bothered, do you, Henry? Good job. You don't. I don't think you do, right? Exactly. I tricked him out of getting behind that curtain. I'll tell you that much. Good boy, not being nervous. Nothing makes me nervous. I've fucked with presidents, world leaders, hidden camera bits throughout my career. None of it makes me nervous. The morning of the proposal, I was doing it at 5 p.m. We went on a bike tour. I was chill all day. It was great. No problem. Really fun. At lunch after that, when it was like 3 hours away and I needed to make sure the guys showed up and I was coordinating the details and needed to practice taking a knee while she was in the shower and hoping silhouette wouldn't go through the glass and she wouldn't see that. And the Uber that canceled on us. She's like, give me the phone. I'll recall the Uber. I'm like, okay, no, give me the phone back. Because I was afraid he was going to send an alert that she would pop up notifications while I was on the phone. She was like, why are you being weird with your phone? I'm like, I'm not being weird with my phone. I don't know what you're talking about. I was a pretty bad wreck for about 2.5 hours there. Tried to take a nap, couldn't sleep, sat there like, please don't whisper something in my sleep. I was afraid I would say it while I was napping. So for about 3 hours, it was one of the more nervous I've ever been in my life.
Oh,
That's awesome.
Well, you know what? You got a solid maybe, and I think that's awesome.
I'm excited about it. She's thinking about it. She's sleeping on it for the next several months. She's going to get back to me, and I think it's going to go well. Listen, if she does eventually say yes and we become truly engaged and then married, I hope it happens. And if it doesn't, I can always have bacon as my side piece.
You can always
have it as a side piece, but you can always have it as your main piece.
You can also have it as a main.
No, you can't. That's the whole point.
You can't.
This entire conversation that we've had.
You so can.
You cannot.
You still can.
You've never done it. You've never done it.
We're going to challenge accepted.
But you can't argue that it is when you yourself haven't done it. And it's your podcast called Bacon is My Podcast. And you haven't ever done it yourself.
So every now and then.
How about bacon and eggs? Oh, fail again.
Well, you know what? What's the star in that show? Bacon.
It's not the eggs.
It's not the eggs.
No one's saying one ingredient can't be more prominent or be the star of the show. But the dish is called bacon and eggs.
It's the main.
No. The dish is called bacon and eggs. The main dish is called bacon and eggs or BLT. It's not just bacon as a main dish. Everyone knows it. I love bacon. I'm not hating on bacon.
Kind of sounds like
you're hating on this blind insistence.
Kind of feels like you're hating on bacon.
Well, I don't think so.
It sounds like it.
Which is okay. I mean, we're cool with all types.
No, it's okay that you think I am, but I'm not. I think you're hating on bacon by trying to make it be what it's not. If you really loved bacon, you wouldn't try to change it.
I'm not trying to change bacon.
I'm not trying to change it.
I'm trying to accept bacon.
You're trying to change the way it's referred to by society. Let bacon identify it likes to be identified by.
I'm not going to let society dictate to my bacon what it is or what it isn't. My bacon is going to be whatever it wants to be, and it identifies as a main. That's all I'm saying.
Mic drop.
That's all I'm saying.
So funny enough, like my engagement story was like a complete disaster. Like you were saying, Uber canceling.
She said no. It was weird.
And then we got 2 kids,
right? And then she said yes.
Yeah. No, but like for us, like I went to a concert and I wanted to get engaged at this concert to a particular song. So like we drive out to Pennsylvania and she like my wife, we got Denny's. Okay. We got Denny's beforehand. And what does Denny's spell? Stomach problems. That immediately. So I sent her up and she was like, oh, do you have Pepto or whatever? And I was like, yeah, it's right in the bag.
Hold on, wait. You proposed and then you guys you took her to Denny's?
No, before.
Oh shit.
Follow the story. Ben gets
I was more interested in what I was.
You've heard this story before.
Yeah,
You've been to my wedding.
I understand.
His set the mood meal was Denny's, where I guarantee he didn't order bacon as a main, by the way. But go ahead.
Relax, Ben. This is my story. So yeah, she goes through she rummages through the backpack to get the Pepto pills that I had.
Right.
And I got back up because I was going to like whatever grocery store to get some beers and stuff like that. Okay. And I see my backpack just completely rummaged and like fucking torn apart. And I'm like, oh my God.
Because what was I have in the backpack?
Wrapped in my engagement ring is wrapped in a fucking sweatshirt. And she totally saw it. So
Why?
so we're sitting on the
Why?
bed
Why
because
did you not just grab the Pepto for her yourself?
because I was trying to be efficient, and it was not efficient.
Yeah.
It was dumb. It was dumb, Ben.
And
I get
so
that.
She saw it and what happened? She saw it and what happened?
I've failed the idiot test, but
Well, you succeeded
but-
in the idiot test.
here we go. Here's where it's fun. So the second I realized that she did not see it, was like a friend of ours was there and was basically like, "Oh, so tell us what your engagement story was like." And I was like, "Oh man, she totally fucking saw it." And he goes, "Yeah, so I basically like this person, like I just wrote a check and gave it to my girlfriend and said, like, go pick the ring you want." And
That's so romantic.
and then Jen turned to me and goes, "Maybe that's what I should do." And I was like, "She didn't see it." And I turned to her and I go, "I'll write you a check. It won't get you fucking far." And she immediately was like, "Oh," and started furiously texting her friends. And I was like, yes, she didn't see it. So yeah, eventually, like, she was pissed at me the whole night, and I had to like pull her along. We didn't even have we had the concert tickets, but like getting into the like past security and everything, I was like, "Hey, I'm trying to get engaged to her," and she's like, "I want to catch up with everybody else." I'm like, "No, come with me.
I hate this dick.
Come with me. Come with me. Come with me." And I eventually got her through the crowd. Got to the crowd, and I was like, "Did they play this song?" And they were like, "Yep." I was like, "All right."
Oh no.
So yeah, I got engaged. It was awesome. We missed the song.
So you just asked randomly during a random song?
Yes. Same
Was she
band, but
excited?
she was excited, but then I was like, "I tried to do this, but you were really mad at me." And she's like, "Oh, I was really mad at you."
What
And
band
wasted.
was it? What band?
Flyleaf.
I don't know what that is, but I'm sorry the story didn't go well.
Well, she said yes. We got 2 kids.
She
We've
said
been
yes,
married
so,
for
yeah.
10 years, so it's all right.
That was
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
So
Then I'm
And it was a
happy
cool
the story
wedding.
went so badly.
for
It
those
was- yeah, it was
for
a
those
cool
2
wedding.
kids, for those 2 kids, I do have to pay some bills, and with those bills, we have a sponsor called Poddex. And what Poddex is basically like for podcasters who are just starting up, who don't have verbal diarrhea like we do, and they make different decks, 50 cards in each deck, and on each card is a question. So what we like to do is have our guest pick a question from the deck. So Ben, we have the interview deck 2. We've got episode deck. We've got would you rather, what the heck. Then we also have the fun little
ones.
what the fuck deck, which is kind of like a old school MTV logo, and also the how dare you deck.
Now, he's not selling those hard because they're the ones we want you to pick. He's selling those hard because those are the only ones with the new logos on them. Everything else is just kind of a color, but you can pick whatever deck you want.
Okay. I'm gonna pick would you rather, since I do have to leave shortly because my new fiance is having dinner with her family that I'm very late to, and this is not the way to start an engagement, I'll tell you that much, is to be very late to it. And it's very far. Or
it's the perfect way to start an engagement because then they know what they're in for.
It's better to ask forgiveness after.
Yeah. Better to ask forgiveness than permission.
That's a good point. Even though there's family members there that are about to fly out in the morning, I've never met, and they're going to go to sleep shortly. You're right.
All right. Well, Mike's fanning these out.
You can wait.
I'll just tell everybody very quickly, go to poddex.com. You can check out all these decks. You can check out their app. You can check out all kinds of swag. Use the promo code BACON.
Everything's better with bacon.
For 10% off of your order for whatever you want to do. And definitely check it out. So right now, Ben, I'm going to start moving from my left to my right. You tell me when to stop, and you'll get a random question.
Sure.
Was Shore a stop, or was that a...
No, I was just acknowledging that I knew the rules.
Right, I'm still moving.
We need to do that one more time.
Moving back. Moving back.
I just like watching your fingers slowly caress the cards.
It's nice, isn't it? It's nice.
Yep. I'm gonna let you start one more time and go all the way back.
I understand why. I get it. It's okay. It's
Well, what
just
am
me
I
and you.
supposed to say?
You can say stop whenever you want.
But what if I want it to keep going?
You can just make it keep going. I get
Or
it.
now.
I
Now
get it.
works.
I get it. I enjoy it the same way you do.
Stop.
All right, stopping right now.
Started feeling comfortable.
And that's what we're going for. That's what we're going for. Ben, would you rather at an office party spike the punch or Xerox your butt?
Spike the punch. Xeroxing your butt's
spike-
only fun for me and fun for nobody else at the party. It's in fact traumatizing for anybody that might walk in and see it. Spiking the punch. Everybody's having a good time except your friend that's been sober for 12 years, in which case they walk in, drink the punch, and you have to start a new job. And it's kind of a fresh start on life. Who doesn't like that?
I like it. I like it. Good answers. Before we wrap up, because we're taking up your time and you got places to be, I do want to say one thing. You just did a recent article, 8 life-changing tips to thrive in an uncertain world for Fast Company, which I thought was really good. And one of the quotes that I really enjoyed from that was, "Don't be loyal to a mistake. Admitting your missteps conveys strength, not weakness." So I know for me as a songwriter and just as a person like trying to run a business and be in a band and do something in entertainment, you always have this idea in your head of like the way things are supposed to go and the way things are supposed to be. And you're consistently shown that like, oh shit, I didn't know what I was talking about. I didn't know what I was doing. And I have to adjust and I have to shift and I have to change things. How often at this point do you find yourself still kind of like changing course and having those things come up where you go, oh shit, I got to move, I got to adjust, I got to shift?
I mean, certainly in the pandemic, I had to reinvent my entire career, reinvent what style of comedy I did. Even I adjusted just during a dark time to have fun and be light, and became basically a prop comic and then a face filter comic, and decided to rebel against the more intelligent things I'd been trying to craft for so long. And now I'm bouncing back towards there. You have to shift always. You have to read the room always within a performance. You have to be willing to adjust and be malleable as you can. So I think you're adjusting a lot. My bigger problem is not, though, needing to adjust and figure out the next thing as much as it is following through on my promises to myself and my goals. And that's something that I'm not loyal enough to, which is a schedule and a plan. But I'm pretty good at admitting a mistake and shifting off of it. If you look at the long line of ex-girlfriends I have that finally led to this one, you can see that I did not get stuck for too long in any one mistake. And if you did, it would lead to, this very high divorce rate we've got in this country. And if you look at the comedy specials out there, the very high bomb rate that somehow still gets greenlit as specials. So I try to set a higher bar than that by cutting out the fat, reevaluating, moving on. I try to make it more of a lean bacon, if you will.
Nice. I like it. And final question, honestly, what was the first show that you did? And this is something I like to ask anybody that's a performer. Like, do you remember, or do you have a moment where you were like, you did a show or got to perform with a certain person or something where you were like, oh shit, like this is working. Like I'm doing this. This is going to happen. Where you had that moment where you felt like I can do this. Like, and what was that like for you?
I thought it was, I think it was probably my senior year of high school. I hosted the senior breakfast we had before we announced like the superlatives and who won the awards and stuff. And I was asked to host it. My buddy and I hosted it, and we were just improvising together. And I was just making this audience roll for an hour, like laugh real hard. And I was like, this was coming easy to me. I could do this the rest of my life. I wouldn't have to have a real job. This is fantastic. And it was then that I decided. And then I went through a short period of bombing when I started to try to do it for real years later when I graduated college, but I knew I could do it.
Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. So Ben, before we sign off, please let all of our consumers know where they can find you and all things Ben Glieb.
I love it. Please follow me on social media at Ben Glieb, BENGLEIB, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, my YouTube channel /BGleib, BGLEIB, where I'm putting out more long form stuff as well. My weekly virtual show I do, you can join from anywhere on planet Earth. Gleib Off the Top, crowd work, and improvised madness. We do from Nowhere Comedy. You can join from your phone or computer. Tickets at nowherecomedyclub.com or bengleib.com. We do it most weeks. I'll be in person live in Agoura Hills in about a week or two, doing a headline set. One of the very few I'm doing in person this year because I'm kind of tripling down on digital this year. You can watch me act on a show called Just Beyond on Disney Plus. We got Spirits, Yes We Do is my episode. You can watch my game show, Idiotest, on Game Show Network and Pluto TV on all streaming devices. You can just Google me and, make your life bright,
You're even on the Spotify. You've got
that.
You've got a thing on the Spotify.
He is
and
on the
I've listened
Spotify.
to it.
Yep.
My podcast Last Week on Earth is on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and also my stand-up special, Neurotic Gangster. My first one is available now. You can listen to it on Spotify or watch it on Amazon Prime or YouTube. And the second one, keep your eyes open for it. She coming at you. You can catch me also in Jay and Silent Bob's super groovy cartoon movie. There's a lot of shit.
There's a lot of shit.
But I'll keep plugging all damn day.
Wait,
Nice.
part of the Viewist universe.
You're damn right I am. My
Goddamn
podcast is on Smodcast. I've been in 2 Jay and Silent Bob projects, the super groovy cartoon movie. I'm one of the leads in that too. Plugging away.
The reboot. Jay and Silent Bob
baby.
reboot. Also in
Hell
that.
yeah.
Check it
Also
on Spotify. No, it's not Spotify. Amazon Prime.
Oh, that's on Amazon Prime. You
Yes.
can find that.
Damn
Fun
right.
this movie too.
You can find that where you buy everything. Thank you, sir. Thank you for hanging out with us. We really do appreciate it.
My
Thank you,
pleasure.
everybody, for listening. Thanks you for checking it out. Please, if you haven't already, check out Ben Gleib.
Super funny dude.
Funny as fuck.
Thank you,
Funny as
guys.
fuck.
You're awesome.
Just make it
Even
happen.
though he doesn't think that bacon is a main course,
Right.
we're gonna prove him wrong.
Everybody's allowed to be wrong. It's all right.
You're both
We're gonna prove him wrong.
you're both already admitted that I'm right. So that's really nice being vindicated. Thank you for having me on. You guys are awesome.
You've been awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
And
guys.
guys.
don't
Take
forget to
care.
ask yourself the most important question every day. If you remember it, you do. If you don't, you don't. Remember,
Ben, are you gonna? He's
what's
not good at tests.
your bacon?
Yeah. What's your bacon?
He left.
He's still there.
He left. This is the after.
but he's still there.
He's
I
still
can add
there.
him.
Hey, he's back. There he is. He's still there.
What was the last question?
I said it. I said it's the most important question of your day to ask yourself every day. What's that thing that makes your life better? What's that thing that makes funny shit funnier, good things gooder, tasty things tastier? What's the thing that makes your life more enjoyable? Do you remember the question?
For me, it's bacon.
Yeah.
What's your bacon?
What's your bacon?
It's bacon.
Goddamn right.
It's a snazzy, different shirt you've got on there.
Thank you. The magic of television, only not television. Mind freak. Remember when that was
That was a thing. That was
a thing.
That was an actual thing.
Do you guys remember when that was a thing? When it was like Mind Freak was a thing?
Yeah, he's still around doing that stuff. I think.
He's in Vegas. He's got a Vegas show, I guess.
Yeah, good for him.
All right. I just remember that song, right?
I am the mind freak.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the part I remember. I don't remember anything else. But then he came out like it was Mind Freak. I used to walk past the WWE New York.
Yes,
when it
yes,
still
yes,
existed.
yes.
And he was doing his mind freaky things there before it was a show, and I saw him all the time, and he looked like straight out of the movie The Crow, like he had like
Right, he had the
waist length, black hair, and he was all gothed out. And then he gets on TV, and all of a sudden he kind of looks like the Goo Goo Dolls guy.
Yeah, a little bit like Johnny Resnick.
Right. That and Bon Jovi. It was like a Bon Resnick.
Yeah, okay.
You know,
I get it.
a Johnny
Bon Resnick. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was kind of like
love
that,
it.
where it was like that is an excellent angular feathered haircut. And I should know because I've had my fair share of angular feathered haircuts.
A little bit of flock of seagulls going.
A little bit. I like the flock of seagulls.
Nobody
I
hates
do.
the flock of seagulls.
I do. Wait till this gets long enough to donate. I'll be coming back with some flock of seagulls.
I'm
You wait.
waiting for it.
It'll happen.
I'm excited.
It'll
I'm
be
excited
blue.
for it.
It'll be flock of seagulls.
So, just before we end here, we're not even going to dignify Ben Gleib with ordering bacon at a restaurant as a main course because we don't need to.
We don't have to.
I don't have to appease him.
Yeah. This is our show.
This is our show.
not-
we call the rules.
I'm not here to succumb to your wishes.
Exactly.
All right? This world is not built on wishes. At least not his wishes.
No.
Well, maybe some of them. His world's built on his wishes.
Yeah, I guess
He's
so.
actually doing pretty well.
Yeah.
So, nice job. Maybe we should do it. He's pretty successful.
We'll do it as like a whole video.
Okay, yeah. So, we've just changed our mind.
We've just changed our mind.
Where can
That's
they
what we
find
do.
you?
Me. I haven't changed my mind. You can find me at Me My Own Self Mike, my band at Something Heavy Music. I'm sorry, yeah. Something Heavy Music.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, no,
Still,
you're right.
Still,
You're right.
It's a long
You haven't changed it.
I haven't changed it. And you can catch all that on the Spotify's, the streaming platforms, if you will. You can also catch Bacon Is My Passion, which is our little musical doodad thing.
Indeed.
That's on all streaming platforms as well. Jimmy, what about you?
Well, I change nothing ever except for my hair and facial hair and clothing in this episode.
In this realm, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Jimmy G's shoes.
You're not a variant?
I might be.
Could be.
I might be. Bizarro Jimmy coming at you. So yeah, Jimmy G's shoes on all the socials. My band Craving Strange can be found at cravingstrange.net, where you can also link to all of our socials. Speaking of the dots, don't forget to go to baconismypodcast.com and check us out there, where you can find all of our episodes. You can find some merch. You can find all of our sponsors with links and promo codes. And you can also find a link to our Patreon should you decide to be one of the chosen few.
The chosen few to get additional content, early episodes, commercial-free, live streams, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, and we don't even have to choose you. You can choose yourself.
You can choose you.
The choice is yours.
Indeed.
It's in your hands.
What
if you
else?
don't have hands, it's in your feet. Or whatever you use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is the most important thing to choose, though?
Well, to make a choice, you have to ask the question.
Right.
And the question is always the
Always.
same question. The most important question. The question about what it is that makes your life and everything in life just a little bit tastier.
Mm-hmm. What's your bacon?
What's your bacon?
Okay.